Mr. Juwon Sanyaolu joins us now. He's the national coordinator of the Take It Back movement, whose organization organized the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest yesterday. Mr. Sanyaolu, thank you so much for joining us this morning. There have been different reactions to the protest organized in the Federal Capital Territory yesterday, some of which we'll come to, but I want to find out from you if you're satisfied with the effect of the protest that you organized yesterday and if you're continuing today.
Yes, thank you. I would sincerely want to thank the Nigerian people who actually trooped out en masse. You know, despite intimidations from security agencies, you would see people trooped out to march out. Yes, they were fired. People were fired. They were fired like 3 times, and more than 3 times they returned back to the barricades too, because we were insisting on a legitimate demand, and it's an issue that borders on our rights as a Nigerian citizen. Yes, so I would say authoritatively that we are indeed grateful to the Nigerian people who defied the lawless orders or disposition of security agencies, whose job should have been to protect protesters, protect the Nigerian people, but they've done the contrary. And we seize this opportunity to state clearly that every of the security agencies who perpetrated this act of lawlessness against Nigerian people, mass of whom took out a mass, will definitely be brought to book under the law. And to be clear, the protest did not only happen in Abuja, it took out a mass in the state. They shut down their market in Lagos. The protest happened in Lagos. So I would say it was a successful outing. But I would also want to add that the protests that happened yesterday is not even compared to what we're going to organize next time, should the government of Tinubu remain recalcitrant on the legitimate demands to free Nnamdi Kanu.
Well, the protest was received with mixed reactions. You say that your demands are legitimate, but there are those who say, well, not just that there's those, it is a fact that the matter is currently in court. Mr. Nnamdi Kanu is currently facing trial in a court of law, and there are those who say, look, you should wait and see the process through. Perhaps the most you can do is apply pressure on the authorities to see that the protest is, the trial is brought to a logical conclusion in good time.
What is happening to Kanu is not a trial, it's persecution. I mean, you've been trying someone since 2015. Then you killed his father, killed his family. And then you reinstated the so-called trial again in 2000, and after extraordinarily renditioning him illegally from Kenya, you continued the charade since I think 2022 thereabout, and this is 2025. So more than how many years of the charade? So what is you would recall that should resist this sort of charade. You know, in fact, it faces it constantly from 2019. They brought up bogus reasonable felony in 2019, and that which kept him detained in Abuja until 2020. He was under city arrest. That's all. And then the trial did not leave. Of course, the government disgracefully withdrew those charges in 2023. So it's what is going on with Nnamdi Kanu is not trial, it's clear persecution. And what exactly are the issues? The issues are people are saying they do not feel represented in Nigeria. And indeed, I do not feel represented in Nigeria. Many Nigerians, over 200 million of us, feel that way. 139 million Nigerians as of today are poor. This is the statistics of World Bank, the same people who are advising the government to impose neoliberal policies on its people. And now the IMF has said that 139 million people are poor as a result of those policies. These 139 million people, they don't feel represented in Nigeria. Just try something, bring a ship into Nigeria, full ship, and say that, oh, this ship is leaving Nigeria to perhaps maybe somewhere in Germany or on the US. This country would almost be empty. Because on the average, Nigerians have seceded from this country. The only people who feel entitled and who think Nigeria is working are the handful who are plundering the country. So, indeed, the demands are legitimate. Those who say they are tired of this country have legitimate concerns. And even those who are really not.
If I may, just a moment, if I may, because I mean, you have said that a lot of people will leave. Those who are doing legitimate work and are somehow still making headway.
139 Nigerian people are poor. Those 139 million people are those. Did this figure sounded like people who feel represented in a country that pauperized them? Very recently in Lagos, 3 days ago, there was a protest in Lagos over forced demolition. Over thousands of communities have been displaced. Many of them have become homeless. People who have lived in those communities for decades. Those people, will you tell me here and now that they feel represented in this kind of Nigeria? The answer is no. So Nnamdi Kanu is not the only person who is raising the alarm that we do not feel represented. Okay. And the solution, and the solution to such is not. It's not a charity described as a crime. It's a political solution. If we have a government that is negotiating with bandits who come with full armory, you understand? They are negotiating with them. They are discussing with them. What exactly is the crime of Kanu?
Okay, so let's differentiate this. I think that we have not seen the federal government negotiate with bandits. What we've seen are state governments negotiating with bandits. But let us be clear. You talked about the protest. Just a moment, Mr. Sanyaolu, if I may put a question across. Yeah. I just wanted to take you up on the issue of lawlessness, because speaking with Mr. Jay yesterday, the the protest was going to hold, and that they got a legal document to stop you, that's the group, from going to the area around the 3-arm zone and a particular Shehu Shagari way, and that you could hold the protest anywhere else, but that so far they saw your approach towards that particular area and had to disperse you because your protest was against the law. How do you react to that?
Well, number one, we are not in possession of any such court order. Number two, I'm also aware that there is no court that can prescribe the right of Nigerians to freedom of expression, the right to protest, the right to freedom of assembly, the right to freedom of movement. These are established constitutional rights. And in addition, look, even people who in Lagos, let me give you an instance. Don't let me talk about Abuja. In Lagos, there are people who protested in Lagos. They were beaten, tortured, violated. One of them is Declan. I've forgotten his surname. His name is Declan. So it was there a court order preventing the protesters in Lagos. And moreover, I just saw your journalist is on full gear as though he's going to the war in Gaza. You understand? And this is a confirmation that even journalists do not feel safe. So is there a court order barring journalists from doing their legitimate job, covering protests? So please, don't let us go. What the Nigerian police have displayed is complete lawlessness, and it is a crying shame on the government of Tinubu. The people who so-called people who said they fought for democracy. Of course, they never fought for anything but their pocket and self-interest. So let me state categorically clear. It is a pattern of lawlessness from the Nigerian police. Last year was NSAS Memorial. This was the police. It was the same institution that killed hundreds of young people. I mean,
now that you've just gone there, let me just take you up on that, because there are those who are quite angry on the day that you've chosen. I mean, looking at what happened on social media yesterday, there are those who are totally unhappy with the day that they've chosen. They thought that you desecrated the memories of those who died on that day, or who protested on that day, and some of them losing their lives. That you desecrated their memory by choosing to fix a protest on that day.
Well, many of those who make this claim are actually people who those are part of the people who are not interested in Nnamdi Kanu's release. For the avoidance of doubt, our organization, the Take It Back movement, was at the forefront of the NSAS protest in 2020. Long after everybody abandoned those who were arrested in prison, it was our organization that got many people, many protesters, these are documented facts, many protesters out of prison. It was our organization that had been organizing NSAS Memorial. We organized NSAS Memorial in 2021. We organized in 2022. We organized even during election, after election 2023. We organized last year, about more than 8 of our comrades were beaten. They were brutalized by the Nigerian police. We got a court judgment against that brutalization against the Nigerian police. And the call for the NSAS Memorial is a reiteration for the call for justice, the call for social justice, so that protesting to free Nnamdi Kanu is a call for justice. Everything the NSAS protest represented. And to also add, it is also on record that in Abuja, we observed that day, had a 1-minute silence in recognition of the sacrifices young people like myself played during the protest. Those who are making this claim did nothing.
Okay, so let me just quickly ask this, and this is a yes or no. I'm so sorry that we don't have a lot of time. I would have stretched this a bit more, but we want to just confirm that the protest is not continuing today, is it?
The protest continues today in course, because currently about 13 people were unjustly arrested and they are going to be arraigned in court today. But at any rate, plans are ongoing to return back to the barricades and stronger than if the Nigerian, as I said earlier, if the Nigerian government fails to do the needful, if they can be negotiating with terrorists, they can definitely find a political solution to the ongoing persecution of Nnamdi Kanu.
Well, Mr. Juwon Sanyaolu, we have to thank you for joining us this morning. He's the national coordinator of the Take It Back movement.